This is London with Bitcoin Spike. We have a heck of a stream tonight. Going to talk about the specifics on Bitcoin. Guys, huge price action, $23,334. We're going to discuss the specifics of the current price action and the past price action. Guys, huge rebound for Bitcoin. Way to go. VIP, our top level of membership, looking even at ETH with a nice rebound to a VIP target. If you guys are not VIP members yet, you are missing out. You guys are missing out. Got to tell you, we're having a great time in the back. I want to shout out to everybody, especially to Venus, who is over in I don't know where she is. She's in Europe right now. Venus, what's up, sweetheart? So glad that you and your husband are having time out there, and we're excited about that. Want to shout out to Mordecai, first in the room. Mordecai, huge trades. Mordecai, my brother, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat, and we just have such a great community. It's really the guys, the number one group. We know this because we just love the group. It's an awesome group. Let me get in here and shout out to Mordecai. We're going to go over on the daily. Guys, you see this on the daily. This triple bottom, I brought it up. And guys, as much as we wanted it just to be a flat answer of are we going up or down, the question of have we achieved a bottom revolved around the whole aspect of could we find any formation that could support that. So yes, I brought this to your attention. I'm not sure. I had some people review the market. I don't think anyone else picked up on this, guys. Just to say, I don't think anyone else picked up on the triple bottom formation per the research that was done. I appreciate you guys hitting the like button. Thank you for hitting the like button. Let me know that you're here and that you're with VIP. Anthony in the house. Leo, what's up? We got everybody. Mordecai, boom. We got Anthony. My man, Anthony, we love when you trade, brother. I got to tell you that. And Leo is back in action. Leo, so glad you're feeling better, without a doubt. VIP in the house. And let me get those down there. Boom. Some Ferraris for you guys. Now, yes, guys, we did. We were the, and to state this, guys, it's a nice move. Everybody has to say, hey, nice move. It's reminiscent of this $35,000 to $45,000 area, right? In terms of that, we had multiple moves, 20 to 30%, I think 35% that we maxed out in that 50% retracement. To put things into perspective, I'm excited for the following reason. And I want to cover this on this stream exactly and specifically, is that we do accumulate, okay? We do have accumulation schedules, and you guys know that. In terms of lower prices being heavier compound levels of accumulation, you understand that, right? So if we were to get into lower prices, of course, and everyone I know, VIP or otherwise, is planning on buying more Bitcoin at lower prices. You guys know this. I mean, everyone is. And everyone you know wants to buy down here is planning on that. So it's nice to see some action within this range of kind of this intermediary, still low, guys, still low, but intermediary range before we're really just maxed out into those lower thresholds. Cash levels in terms of cash support down at those levels is heavy. You guys know that. So we've got a few differentiations on the daily versus the 4-hourly versus the hourly versus the lines to the candle wicks. You guys know it has not been without, I'd say just, it hasn't been without, what we say, contradiction. We're always looking for confirmation. This has not been an easy trade. The one thing I have to personally say, and guys, you know this, was the 9 over the 18. What's up, guys? Yeah, just nice to see that confirmed from New York Institute of Finance. You guys know that. New York Institute of Finance. What's up? Bam, crossover here, and boosh, we got a good trajectory. There's a reason why futures traders like that crossover, the 9 over the 18 moving averages. You guys know that. Is hugely important, okay? Now, I've got a few different averages on a few different screens. Some of the indicators, I've got the 9 EMA over the 9 or the 18. Some I have the 9 moving average over the 18, okay? In terms of that feature here, let's just look this up real quickly. I want to make sure that we have 100% of the truth and the correct information. What is this here? The 9 and the 18-day moving average, not exponential. Just a note, New York Institute of Finance, of course it's copyrighted. That's why we all buy their book. Boom, okay, period. Go buy it now if you don't have it, okay? John J. Murphy, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets, also the first book of the Futures Markets. Guys, there's a guide literally by the guys, New York Institute of Finance. They were founded by the New York Stock Exchange. $35 trillion stock exchange, right? So, yeah, we're going to pay attention to their guide on futures. That's what everybody's trading. You guys know that. We're all on leverage. We trade futures, right? So, that guide is crucial. So, you guys do see that 9/18 moving average, not exponential. So, watch your indicators in terms of that. Make sure that you're plugged into that. Now, I have here, and we could go to another chart for the 200-day moving average. So excited for the VIP. You guys are just rocking and rolling right in the back. It's just nice to see your trades. Felix is trading well. He's just shown up. Mordecai, you've been quiet trading. I know that. Venus is chilling. She's in vacation mode a bit and still trading. I can't wait till you get back, Venus. We're going to be trading. I'm excited. We're going to have a great time. We're going to do well. I'm really excited about that. In terms of the specific move, let's measure our target. Okay, our target is going to be in terms of we're always going to use just in this group, right? We're going to use the extensions to the upside. Okay, how are we going to fashion that? Now, we could do this approach, but I'd like you guys to be able to do the extensions just without a thought. Okay, it's very important. The extensions, amplitude move, bam, bring this up to the top line threshold, right? We would get to $24,079. I like the notion of the extensions being used. It's a more sophisticated way of approaching the market. Okay, it's just a more sophisticated technical detail, expression, or skill that you can possess. You choose the extension tool, then I'm going to hold down my control button. Okay, if you hold down your control button in Trading View, it's automatically going to snap to grid to the price line. And snap to the price line, whatever you draw. So I'll hold down control, and that's a great, like for instance, if you're drawing a trend line, say I'm over here, I want to draw from this angle here, I'll just snap it, bam. I'm snapped to grid right there, holding down control. Do you see how the line wants to just automatically re-snap to the next level, closest level of the price line, the closest pivot, essentially? So that's a trick. Use that in this instance. We'll hold down control. We'll hit that specific. Okay, we'll hit the specific pivot here of essentially the head, and it's going to be an inverse head and shoulders. That's the measurement technique that we've gone over in the back, guys. We're going to do the amplitude. Then we're just going to, let's click 1, click 2. Let me do this. Let's do click 1, 2. Here you go. 1. We're going to do 2 is the amplitude. Then just bring that over to the point of breakout here. Boom. You guys got that. I would lay that over, but I don't want 2 sets of extensions. That's going to give you that click 1, 2, and just drag it over to the point of, that's the amplitude is click 1 and then 2, and then the breakout, just dragging this over. Essentially just 1 to 2, drag over. That's going to give you your targets to the upside. Very easy. Now, guys, we're through the golden pocket. That's a big deal. Okay, we're through the golden pocket in terms of this, let's say in terms of the target to the upside. Really looking at the candle work, we've surpassed the 86. Guys, that's a big deal. Nice move. We're almost at the point, I'm going to tell you guys, we're almost at the point of needing to redefine the structure a bit on a lower time frame on the lines or on the candle wicks to achieve a more aggressive target. So sometimes when you see me in the back, and I just want to shout out to the VIP, when you see certain patterns in the back. Freddie, my man, he says, hey, Anthony, Mordecai, great to see you on the stream. Boom, absolutely, VIP in the house. But guys, listen very carefully, because right now we are within threshold. I'm going to say we're within threshold of the ultimate target for this pattern, period. You guys get this? And I mean from the low to the high on the daily for Bitcoin, guys, we're past the 86% retracement or percent extension, extension. We're going for the extensions to the upside. So, but we're being past that 86 means we're 90%. Well, let's just look at how close it is, guys. Yeah, we're past the 86. Now, the 100%, as you understand this, 100% of the amplitude of this move from this, essentially is going to be the head formation, but this key amplitude from this, essentially the gulch or the trough, they would call this the trough, to this baseline, right? The repetition of that, guys, we're past 86% of the way to the target. Not bad, okay? Now, that's good, but it has some implications, right? It's like a great, we needed that price action, of course, great move, but what does that mean? Well, it means that when you see me looking at various patterns in the back, you guys know this, London's going through 15 patterns right now, I don't know what's going on, but I just want one pattern. That's fine if you just want one pattern, but we're within 90% literally of the completion to the top side target at 24,000, meaning what? meaning we're digging into lower time frames. We're getting into different patterns to see if there's a more aggressive upside target from, let's say, let me take these pivots off. They are somewhat useful time to time, but I'll say, well, the market's also looking at the potential for, here we go, boom. Now the market's also considering see more aggressive upside targets. It's like the market is already 90%. 90% is close, guys. Now that's within threshold. I'm going to tell you guys, over the 86 to the 90%, that's okay, guys. That's okay. Now the classic, I'm going to tell you the classic without an additional pattern here. Just understand, guys, the classic. Let me grab this. There, very very good. That triple bottom. Way to go, guys. Way to go. And guys, it was tough because I talked with some people early on in the process of me identifying the triple bottom. I'm telling you guys, anybody I showed it to some big dudes, and they're like, no, it's bearish. Everyone I would talk to, I'm like, and they're like, no, that's going to be bearish. And I'm like, dude, what? It's a classic textbook. It is a triple bottom. It's perfect. I mean, like, this is, look at the daily, man. Look at the daily. But just so you guys know, it's not always easy. Like getting any kind of a point across with anybody. What do we got? Rowdy is here to shill. No shill zone. You're in timeout. If you want to join our VIP, you join, but you are hidden on the channel. I have to welcome everybody to the new trading day. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the new trading day. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. We trade. Bottom line, we trade. Now, we're at 90% of the way to the target. Bottom line. We're in the position. Do you have I always say this to VIP. If your screen turns green, you have a decision to make. You know this. You have a decision to make. You're 90% of the way to the target on the lines on the daily. Well, yes, we could get more aggressive. We'll go through that. The classic example here, the classic, guys, the very classic example in the materials that we reviewed, New York Institute of Finance, includes a move like this. Boom. Everybody knows that. You guys know that, huh? It just includes a move like that. I'm like, why? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody's like, hold on. Triple bottom. Check this out, guys. And I'm going to go through the book because it's very useful. We're going to discuss this. And everyone has a copy here, so I'm not worried about it at all. Everybody has a copy. Looking at this, look, trajectory to the upside amplitude, boom, and then back. Oops. That's the one where you lose your composure, right? Most people lose their composure. Then back up, it is a triple bottom, so we would expect it to perform as such. However, guys, that's a mean-looking move, right? If you're not prepared for it, and it's a mean-looking move to trade. Boom. You guys got that right, huh? It's a mean move to trade. We want to trade that. We'd like to get the volatility. So we're at the crux right now. You guys understand. Looking at the amplitude of the triple bottom. And guys, we covered this in the back today, but just to go through it, like, yes, I'm exploring the other patterns right now in the lower time frames because we literally are looking for ways to stretch our target. We're 90% of the way there on the daily, guys. 90% of the way there on the daily, 24,000. That's out of the box, guys. That's not. I mean, you cannot confuse that. You can't. You really can't argue with this on the daily at all. I mean, guys, it is precise. It is exactly. What does he say? There we go. Mordecai shouting out to Freddie. But guys, it's not debatable. This is the other deal. It's not a debate that on the daily you've got 90% of the way to your target. Period. That's it. Period. It's not. I mean, it's calculable. It's clearly presented. It's 100% within the framework of technical analysis that we would understand fully 100% without confusion. It is that we are literally 90 some odd percent, about 90% of the way to the target. That's it. And that's 90% of this amplitude has been repeated. So it is what it is, guys. That's something else. Now, what did we fall into? What did we look at? We looked at some moving averages. Let's see if I can pull these up. Moving averages. Do I have these on this? Was it the 50? Let's take a look at the 50 if I can real quickly. Can I find the 50 right here? Here we go. This is a great chart to look at. Please pay attention, guys. And shout out to all the VIP. We are so excited about 2022. We are building VIP. That's what we're doing. We're trading and we're building VIP. You guys know this. It's exciting to see you guys trade. Very exciting. And in terms of this small little interfering line, okay, let's take a look at this. Is it the 50? No, it's actually, I think, the 100 on this one. Let's take a look. Let's plot this. This is the 50 on the daily. All right, the 100 is going to be above, and hopefully these colors are all differentiated for some reason. I normally have you guys know, the 100 in red. This is a different indicator here. Normally I have the 100 in red, the 200 in blue, right? We moved to blue for the 200 weekly, so things have changed a bit. Please bear with me just a touch. It was the 50. That was correct. I brought that up in the back for you guys earlier. That 50 is currently on the daily time frame, 50 moving average, okay? So that 100 up above, that 200 well up above. Okay, so in terms of that, we have focused on that precedingly in the back in terms of just bring that to your attention because that's a I mean it's not a question as to where we're at. We're at the 50 daily. Bottom line, it's not a question either that we're up and over. Boom, guys, this is a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. Just recognize it as a big deal. We're up and over the 200 weekly moving average. Just hugely important features, guys. Just hugely important. We got the important crossover. Taking a look at the moving average. Now, this is a different time frame. Guys, I want to just let you know that you can go ahead on the moving average cross visualized. Great indicator. Moving average cross visualized. It'll help you visualize your crosses on your moving averages. You can put in whatever moving average you want. I highly recommend you just work into that equation a bit and let yourself become accustomed to some of the inner workings of moving average crossovers, right? The buy and the sell indications, etc. Now, in terms of this, you'll just see, particularly in the beginning, guys, once we really get into a bull run, just look at this. This is some nice action. You see the green is the 9 over the 18. Boom, boom, just bam. It's what we want to get into. Those make money, guys. That 9 over the 18 makes money when she really stays full throttle, right? So, and the 9 under the 18 makes money too, doesn't it, guys? Boom. Look at that, guys. That's a nice indication. There's a reason why futures traders pay attention to that. So, in terms of that crossover, yes, it's been effective. It's been a great trade. Congratulations to the VIP trading. And what do we got, guys? What else we got? What do we got? So, we're within threshold. What would we do? Right? Okay. I'm going to tell you guys, what would we do next? Right? The bottom line is like, well, we would review, right? What's our review? We would say, well, we wanted momentum to stay positive. Told you guys last night, momentum can get us up over that 200. You guys, I said that. The momentum can get us up over that 200 weekly. So good job. It did. In terms of the RSI, you guys know as well. Steve Hinton in the house. What's up, Steve? My man, what's up, brother? Nice to see you. Steve, oh, what's up, Steve? Guys, we love our trade group. We just do. Cool dudes. I'm going to put some cash, money in the house. What's up? So, yeah, that's just our trade group, guys. You're welcome to join, or you probably already a member. What's up, guys? What's up? VIP killing it. And now, in terms of this, what's nice is that we required a triple confirmation. Some guys in the VIP know that I put some heavy trades in, etc., based upon solely the 9 over the 18. Really before then at lower levels. So as you look at approaching, the best thing that I can tell you right now is you look at approaching your trade craft, your setup, right? A lot of people work on discipline, they don't have it. They work on consistency, they don't have it, right? They fall in the same trap again and again and again. What we've gone over this last week has been very constructive. Please understand that. We have done things like requiring not just one indicator or one pattern. You guys know that. No, we've gone into, another level of confirmation from the RSI. Yeah, being over 50, another level of confirmation. Boom, right? We've gone into the momentum being positive, right? We need upward momentum, another level of confirmation. You guys got that. As we would talk about like the RSI, we would talk about momentum. We would talk about, then we would talk about being over and the need to get over that 200, the 200 weekly. Those are the types of discussions, guys, that are very positive to be able to receive as you're behind the wheel in your trading game, in your trades, as you sit there and you're in full control of your trading. That's what it sounds like. Period. Those are the types of things, the discussions we've had. Those are discussions that good traders have. Bottom line, okay? And you understand, not buy low, sell high. No, you want to buy the low, right? Some different things go on in VIP. We understand things a little bit differently, okay? So what I'm excited about is the following. is that we've had some really constructive discussions over this past week. Absolutely, looking at and it's been a very good week for development. If you guys would look at, looking at the preceding time that we were up and over the 50 on RSI, that was from 35 to 45,000. Ton of price action. You did not want to be on standby for this at all. You didn't want to be on standby for any of these moves. Not at all, guys. We traded all of them. Congratulations, guys. So in terms of that, adding the confirmation of the RSI, understanding how that componentry fits together. You'll also remember one of the other components that we put together was Bollinger Bands. Shout out to Vlad. Vlad, my man, what's up? What's up? Yo. Very, he's plugged in with Bollinger Bands. When I think of Bollinger Bands, I honestly think of Vlad. He knows his Bollinger Bands, guys. He's a great trader. Nice to see you throwing around some weight on that on those trades a little bit. Good job, brother. And by weight, I mean some cash. Good job. That's nice to see. I know that you're more than capable with doing that, without a doubt. Let's look at the Bollinger Band very quickly. I've got a deep back test for Bollinger Band, actually on that moving average cross. Let's see if I can take the. I just want to isolate the Bollinger Band for a moment here, and looking at the framework. Let me see which line is unnecessary. It's going to be the. I want to say that it's this line is unnecessary, and it's not. It's the blue line. I'll bring these back on board, but I want to explore the essentials of. Let's look at this in terms of the essentials. That blue line. There we go. The essentials of that median level, the mid-level 20 moving average. Hey, now we've got as we look at the last week, what have we been through? A lot, guys. We've been through, okay, so we like RSI over 50. Copy that. We like our momentum to be non-divergent, right, at least in a bearish fashion, and to be heading up, of course. On multi-time frames, this is all sweet, guys. You're talking about another level of confirmation. We're talking about also the Bollinger Bands, very easy. In addition to being over the weekly now, the 200 weekly, but now the Bollinger Bands as well have that 200 serves as a reinforcement to that next line, that next top line target of the band, right? The opposite band, essentially. Once we're below the band, getting above the band, you guys know this, the 20 moving average, getting above it, that the traders will target that top band once we make that flip. Okay, so once we make the flip here of the 20, the traders are targeting this band. Once we make the flip here on the 20, the traders are targeting this band. Once we make the flip here on the band, traders are targeting this band. Okay, that mid-level threshold is crucial. So we have gone through right now, just to look at this. That's that back tester. There we go. We have gone through just right now, guys, a lot. Realize that. That's a big week, guys. You're doing extremely well. It's nice to know that you're that well plugged in, and it's nice to be with a group that can kind of, I'd say, receive that and digest it, right? So looking at the framework here, a bit of a rising top, and once I got back to the office here, looked at the framework. I wanted this to be a flat top. It's very close, guys. It's very close, slightly rising. We'll just call it a flat top. We were looking to hold that specific level of support. Now, we do have a downside target. Guys, we're always going to pull up a downside target if we have one. I'm going to always bring it up to your attention, bottom line. Now, there are some understandings that we have that any target can be left behind. You always need, as we look at Bitcoin trying to hold on to this level, talking about the fact earlier on that Bitcoin has achieved on the daily 90% of her target. 90% of the target, guys, has been achieved by Bitcoin, and it's just been a nice ride. Bottom line, it's been a nice ride. A lot of cash has been made. Congratulations to anybody trading, and there's a lot more trading. If you miss this trade, what do we always say, guys? Next. That's it. Just next. If you miss this trade, next. There's plenty of price action here. You haven't missed anything if you miss this trade, okay? I promise you guys, there's going to be more price action. Now, per the textbook, this at some point wants to go like this. Okay, it could be from the full conclusion of the 100 down, up, and through, but at some point she's gonna want to make a turn here. That's technically, and that's not just a hypothetical. That's technically what we're shown, what's demonstrated as along with this pairing of the triple bottom. It just is. So. Now, as we look at let's talk about this because some VIP have a question on it, and we'll talk about it. We'd like the buyers to maintain this line of support, right? With any flat top resistance, why do we hunt them? We hunt flat top resistance because they can turn into ascending triangles. What did we find in the back? What's up? This was a nice move, and I appreciate the shout out. Thank you, Torque. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that very much. Torque's the man. He's the man. You guys know that. So we looked at the 45-minute, and this is this is a nice confluence, Torque. I think you'll appreciate it. On the 45-minute, we have the ascending triangle. With the ascending triangle, you got to take a look at this, guys. The flat top resistance, ascending line of support. That's a sweet pattern to just, you guys, to fish out of, to find out of that 45-minute time frame. Very nicely identified in VIP in the back before, boom, move to the upside. Now, if we just look at the amplitude move there, okay, if we just were to look at the amplitude move here, boom, perfect pattern, right? Really, really nicely done. Pattern, boom. Pattern achieved, etc. We have some differentiation on the other time frames. Some of the time frames we've got a pennant. You guys know. Let's go to the pennant real quickly. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah, the pennant, right? The pennant's there. 30-minute. You're getting a move to the upside with a symmetrical triangulation. So when we have different patterns that are both bullish, we would say those are complementary. When we have them and one's bullish, one's bearish, we'd say they're contradictory, right? So in this instance, it would be we would have complementary patterns. They're both bullish, ascending triangle and a bull pennant. So looking at the framework here, if we were to raise this up, boom, straight to target as well. So that was a target that we did catch in the back, and it's worth bringing up kind of the, let's just say the absolute truth of the fact. Let's get back to, before I forget this, please pay attention. Really give me all your attention right now. This is important. This is important. On the 45-minute, we have a flat top resistance, ascending line of support, right? We know that there are normally orders, at least orders. And guys, when I say that show me a prior resistance, I'll show you orders at that level, it doesn't always mean that we're definitely going back to the top line resistance. But I know this order, this area is stacked with orders. Okay, it always is. Prior resistance to confirm a support. It's just the nature of an ascending triangle. They like to be retested. They can. Listen, guys, they can serve as a foundation, as a base for future price action. That's not me talking. That's New York Institute of Finance. They can serve as a base for future or foundation for future price action, okay? Top line resistance, ascending line of support, okay? Now, what's important here is the confluence with our downside target. You guys know that. There's a confluence with the downside target. On the 5-minute, go ahead and look. We have a failed rising wedge. Okay, now the rising wedge was here. Typically, it's a bearish pattern. It did fail when it failed to perform as expected. So as we look at the failure, or as we look at the to discuss the wedges that are targeted, you have to understand the concept of what the general expectations are of each wedge. The rising wedge is intended. Okay, it's not intended. It's constructed generally as a bearish construct. That's the understanding, meaning that the buyers on support, sellers at resistance, that the demand function therein is, the expectation is that it is a bearish construct, meaning we expect this to fail here, or to go to the downside here. And I shouldn't use the word fail. We expect this to break through support. Let's say that we expect it to break through support. When there's a divergence of the price line, very important, listen, guys. When there's a divergence of the price line, okay, up and out and over a rising wedge, whoa, I mean, that's generally a bearish feature. It failed to break down as it is generally constructed to do. This demand function, buyers and sellers, buyers on support, sellers on resistance. We have a price divergence that has failed to operate in line with this demand function, which is generally supposed to be bearish. Thus, because it has failed to operate as it's generally constructed and generally interpreted in the markets, we target the apex. Okay, this is a calculable target level. This could literally be calculated. This apex is literally the conclusion of the demand function between the buyers and the sellers that we're currently experiencing a divergence with the price line. Okay, we had a demand function and a divergent price line. You understand, guys? We're actually having a divergence with that prior demand function and vis-a-vis or in comparison to the actual price. Now, there are, we'll go ahead and say this, a shout out to Freddie, and you know this, Freddie, but it's good to rewind here. that any target can be abandoned. Any target can be left behind. I always say, first identify a target, then identify a pattern to get you to your target. You guys know that. Particularly, I'll let you know that the targets that are along the base structure of any channel line, you want to watch out for it, okay? You want to watch out. Just pay attention, guys. Please pay attention, please. As you would look at, let's say, for instance, if we had identified a target here, if we were moving up in a channel structure, the specifics in terms of any specific target that may have been identified here, let's say we had a rising wedge on a lower time frame, any specific target that is along the line of support on, let's say, a constructed Elliott channel, etc., may be less likely to hit. Now, we've done a lot of these, guys. We've done a lot of these. I'm telling you, go back and review your targets in this zone. How many of them hit? All of them. All of your targets in this zone hit with Bitcoin spike wedge tactics. All of them hit, guys. You believe that? All of your failed rising or failed descending wedges hit the apex in this zone. All of them. Puro Buddies in VIP. What's up, my man Anthony? You guys got that right. So looking at that, just be on alert when you're fashioning up your targets. And we had the discussion today, and it's good for guys like Felix who are brand new to say, well, is it guaranteed we're going to go there? I'm going to tell you guys in the preceding zone, and this is important. In the preceding level here, we know that we had a few that were orphaned, right? We had a target, macro targets. These stick with you. You guys know that. But we had a few macro targets in this zone, macro targets that didn't reachieve. It's the essence of moving, boom, to a completely new level. We did not achieve back to this target. We still have that target to the upside. This is why I always say any target can be left behind. And guys, very important. I make the rule, and it's a good rule. It makes sense for any direction you want to go, any target you want to hit, whether it be a price, an up or down, generally, or a specific, let's say, target like a former apex. You need a pattern to get you to the target. Okay, because when you're wondering, it's the best way to focus yourself around the issue of where are we going, right? Are we going to hit this level or not? Are we going to hit 24,000? You need a pattern to get you to your target. You guys know that. Like on the daily, we just had some great price action. What do we have? We wanted to go up. We wanted to beat the 200 weekly moving average. I've told you that trading directionally is the same thing as trading to a specific dollar amount. If you identify the target and the direction is a target, you want to go up or you want to go down, right? I want to go up. Well, that's your target then. Okay, great. How do you get there? With a pattern, period, guys. So always identify your target, then identify your pattern, period. You need to. And understand the complications. I'm going to say the complications or the details as we would talk about, for instance, on a parallel channel. And it's not too much to absorb. You guys can rewatch some of this if you need to. But looking at a parallel channel function here, the level of support, you'll see that this is within, I'm going to say, I use the term within threshold frequently, okay? What this is an accelerating channel, just to put this into context here. It could be a secondary channel, depending upon how we want to really define it. If we wanted to define the first channel in line with the support and the resistance that formulated here and the acceleration, that increase in the slope here, we would I'll let you know this as a matter of fact, just be alert, be on alert as to any specific targets that are resting along a line of support in a channel framework to the upside. Just generally. Now you still hit it with a target, or you still hit your target with a pattern, right? That's the bottom line. If we still get the proper pattern up here, we can still hit the target, no problem. Just be on alert that, and I call them orphans. They're just, we look at an orphan target, right? It's still a nice target, but it's been orphaned. It's been left behind. You guys know that's just kind of the framework that and it's guys, it's not just Bitcoin. It's a demand function. Okay, when you look at a demand function like this, and we can talk back and forth, through it, about it, etc. But looking at, what is it, Ethereum, right? Ethereum's the same, guys. Ethereum, we called it 4,352. Boom, right? That's nice. That works. Up in this zone. Yeah, there's the top. We call it up in here. Boom, fifth wave. Now, when you look at a recoup into this wedge function, understand the same rule applies you have a target to the upside, right? We had a constructed descending wedge that's supposed to perform to the upside. That's the expectation. The demand function between buyers on support, sellers on resistance, the demand function is geared to being bullish, but it failed to the downside. So we're going to target the apex. Boom. So getting to that apex level, which we did achieve our target, guys, that's big. That's a big deal. By the way, for all the VIP that you know and you're reviewing, well, maybe this works, maybe this doesn't work. This is a big hit here on Ethereum. We own this chart, guys. I'm telling you, we own this chart from the top line, that 4,352, to boom, a wedge tactic play back recovery. Hello. You guys get it. That's a nice move, right? Bam. Nice moves. So we have some different constructs. I want to throw up another chart real quickly, and so that you understand, we're currently parked at that 50 on the daily, up and over the 200. Beautifully well done. And so as we walk through this, just understand whether it be direction or a specific price, or whether it be a full completion of, let's say, the amplitude move on the daily, right? Wherever you're heading to, you essentially need a target to get there. I keep saying that today. You need a pattern to get there. You could say a target as well, but we need the pattern. The pattern will guide us. Normally, we dig into the lower time frames, said pattern and target 50 million times. Let's just trade, right? But it's important, guys. We have a target to the downside. We need a pattern framework to get us to the downside, to get us to our target. Real easy stuff, you guys. Know any specific target can also be abandoned, can be orphaned. So looking at a potential for a pick up here, we would like to see that. And just understand that just because we draw out a target doesn't mean it's going to get hit. But and I'll say this, on the hourly or above, we've hit every target in this zone. Every one of these that we've drawn out, boom, have gotten hit. Now, preceding zone, we still have an orphan. We still have a top side, and that's a good thing. I always tell you guys, what do we want? We want to hit our targets from as far away as possible. You guys understand, we want to hit our target from as far away as possible. And how does this get into the mix here? Let's review. Remember summer 2021. Boom, guys. Look at this. You know what happened. We failed the wedge. Boom, boom. Right from the $65,000. We caught this in the back. Boom. To the upside. Recoup into the wedge. Okay, so the wedge recoup has been something on Bitcoin that's consistently presented itself. Now we're seeing it on Ethereum. Just beautifully well done. Beautifully well done. Good price action on Ethereum, I will admit, both to the downside and the upside. You guys got that. So looking at the framework, let's see where are we at again on our targets. In terms of our upside target, the 100% completion, let's go to the daily. Let's review this. And the pattern framework, guys, your trade game will up itself when your pattern recognition and strategy deployment when it's at its top. You guys know that. Really, the more you work on refining your pattern identification, because some of these wedges aren't easy to find. You guys know that as they're hidden around. Some of these patterns are not easy to work with once you have identified them. So I want to give you guys just some encouragement. Looking at this, looking at the triple bottom here to the upside, we did get within, we measured out, but within the full completion here, we're within 90% of that target. Lower time frames have additional higher targets. I'm going to say the difference is going to be made by the lower time frame patterning. It just is. And all those indicators, the RSI, the momentum, right? In terms of the MACD needs to stay positive, RSI up and over 50, midline threshold, and Bollinger, we're overbought right now on the daily. That's nice. Not yet on the RSI per se. So let's look at the what should we look at next? Just shout out to VIP. What's up, guys? Let's see what we got. Interesting. Yeah, David, you should join VIP. We invite you to join our trade group, and nothing but the best, guys, without a doubt. I reserve that space, David, for the VIP, just so that you know. I'll put you in timeout, but that's for our guys, our trade group. So in terms of what else do we need to talk about today? We've gone over a little bit. Felix, I wanted to do that for you, any new VIP as well. In terms of targeting, 1, find your target. 2, you need a pattern to get you to your target, right? If our target is above right here from the preceding zone, and I tell you guys the whole time, this is very important, guys. Please pay attention to this, and you guys know this. right? This was a preceding target up and above. I've said the whole time, and you guys know this, VIP, you know this. Pay attention. Pay attention. That demand function between the buyers on support, sellers on resistance had a conclusion. We had a divergence from that preceding, guys, from the preceding wedge. Descending wedge should be bullish. That specific demand function should be bullish. Boom, we broke to the downside. Okay, so we failed. It failed to operate as that demand function is built to operate. So we had a price divergence. So we're going to target this to the upside. But even in this zone, I've let you all know, what do we need in order to hit this target? We need a pattern. Okay, we need a pattern in order to hit this target, because that target right now is at 28,654. No problem. Can we get there? Sure. But the whole way down, I've been telling everyone, and you guys know this, it's that crucial. Understand, guys, it's the difference in winning and losing in the market, guys. You have a target. You want to get there, even if it's a direction you're entering into. I'm going to say you're entering into a trade thinking this is going to go up, it's going to go down. What's your pattern to get you there? Okay. In addition to that, you'll have targets, Fibonacci targets. Some of those are very, very well scoped out, right? That we've had some great success with recently. But yeah, just as you know, understand. Yes, this is still a target here on the daily 28,000, but we need a pattern to get us to our target. Bottom line, on all of your targets, you're going to need a pattern to get you there. So that eliminates the discussion. Well, you have a target up there and you didn't get there. No, we like to get far away from our targets. I promise you guys, we'd like to get as far away from our targets as we can. Absolutely. We want to hit every target, but we want to hit it away from as far away as we possibly can. More profit, guys. Okay, so yeah, we want to hit this target, but we want to hit it from as far away as possible. We'll need a pattern to establish that. Still with the understanding, I want to let you guys know that bottoms are typically longer lasting formations, so that you understand that they're longer lasting than, let's say, a top formation. The bottoms typically last longer. You guys know this. The bottoms typically last longer. So just tuck that away in your toolkit for right now. We're so excited about the price action to the upside. Boom. I think every VIP traded. Literally, all the VIP are trading. And that's just awesome, guys. I know you're trading. It's awesome. So as we look at the potential for a pickup on the 5-minute, near flat top with an ascending line of support, looking for buyers to hold in this level. A bit of pressure, I'll just say, from that 45-minute time frame, best expressed. We don't use the 45 very frequently, but we did today with a nice ascending triangulation from above. Any flat top resistance, there's a potential to get retested, right, in terms of a prior resistance to support. So we will note that as relevant. And also this target here, in line with this top line resistance, I think we had a little bit of a detour in terms of my getting to this point. But the top line resistance of that 45-minute ascending triangulation that we just went over, guys, is confluent, very nicely confluent with this specific target, right? So we're looking at this zone one or two or three different ways, right? We're looking at this specific, and I'll just mark it, 22,474. There's another way that we're looking at this level generally right now. Let me see if we have the fan at all up on any of the charts, or we'll have to recreate it. We may have it on this. Let's see if we have the fan feature right here. Now, guys, the fan is a formation. It's something you're going to have to get used to dealing with. You just need to get used to dealing with fans, okay? You're going to need a seat of the fan. And we use fans, guys, because gosh, did they trade. Look at this. Recently, if you don't know what's going on with the fan, you literally don't even know what's going on with price. Literally, you're watching people trade the market and probably somewhat confused about why it's going where it's going. All I'm identifying is a level of resistance, hit 1 and hit 2, flip to support. Now, if I do that, it sounds very easy, right? Well, of course, everyone knows a resistance, flip to support. Okay, fine. But the fan procedure has a seat. It wants to draw from this specific level again, draw through another hit, resistance, resistance, flip to support, boom. Okay, these trade, guys, these trade on Bitcoin. Then the third, the seat wants to interact again, the resistance, resistance, boom, to support again, bam. Guys, those are big, big, big moves. Those are big trades. I don't know if you guys realize that's a 4 or 5% move. That's a big trade, guys. These are huge, boom, moves. Big moves to be able to say, I'm just going to sit on prior resistance to set up as support. Prior resistance to set up as support. Prior resistance to set up as support. So yes, we have the angled feature here. right? We have that top line threshold here of this immediate resistance to support dynamic. It's called a fan. Get used to them, trade them. They are important, guys. They're very important. Let's go through this dynamic here. It may take a second for me to present this to you guys, but I want to make sure that we can do it in as good a fashion as we can. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Shout out to all the VIP. I know you guys are. We just went into the code of TradingView, but I know you guys are trading. We've had a great trade weekend and week. I took some measures today to make sure that we could stream. Want to make sure that you guys are plugged into the technicals, that you know about the downside target that we have. Let's express that in a few ways right here. Now, I'm going to look at the resistance to support flip here. I'm going to look at another resistance to support flip here, and then I'm going to look at another resistance. Here we go. Resistance to potential support flip here. All right. I'm also going to draw down through this line here, and you're starting to see how the fan framework has been evolving throughout the entirety of the time, guys, at this price level from the 18,000, 17,800, where are we at? I know we caught this at the bottom. Let's just mark this 17,630. We did catch this low. We caught that very low. Still got some positions from down there. What's up, guys? What's up? Way to go, guys. So in terms of this fan feature, this is something that advanced traders are going to know about and trade. They're going to like these because they offer them more trades. One guy wants to do one trade in this whole zone. That's it. Another guy wants to have 20 trades in this zone, right? Another guy wants to trade every morning, right? And it's what it's been about 30 days or so. But the fan is a resistance to support feature. What is this? What do we got here? How many? 36 days. So yeah, I mean, if you get a trade a day, you're looking at 36 trades, right? One guy, it could be you as well, just decides I'm just going to get one position in here. I'm going to relax, and we're going to go for max probability. I want to see this continue to go up. No problem. Some day traders have a need to, literally in terms of expectations or their deliverables on profits, they have a need to trade more, right? And it is somewhat wasteful to just look at this level of volatility, particularly in the context of this pattern. Guys, we know this, VIP know this, but that's a nice fan framework. Now, they're not known for beating bear flags. They are not. We now have the fan that has beaten everything. You guys know this fan has beaten, and we really had a double fan, didn't we? We have to say we had the double fan. Guys, that double reversal technique in play and looking at that expanding diagonal, and I'm one of the ones who caught it right here. So in terms of that, if we bring you information like, well, this is bearish, yeah, watch us trade it bullish, but by the way, that's bearish. And we'll note that in the dynamic of the fan reversal versus the expanding diagonal. Once you get into these competitive patterns, and now we have that as a data set, we're excited to have that as a data set. You guys know that, without a doubt. We're excited to be able to say, okay, that's a kind of a notch in the belt for Bitcoin, right? So let's take a look at this specific level on top here. Now this is zoned in, guys. This is focused TA. This is the type of stuff that you're paying attention for. I'm going to say that because a lot of things you'll pay attention to half of it or some of it, none of it, right? It's like I don't want to pay attention to any of that, right? This is what you pay attention for. This is how we develop our trade game, right? The resistance to support, that resistance to support. What do we have over here, guys? A little bitty seat. Do you see this little hook in here? This is a little seat right here. Boom. Okay. From this line of resistance to resistance to resistance, what happens? It's flipped to support. Boom. All right, then that next level is broken up and out of. Then what do we have? From this line here, resistance to resistance, what happens? It pushes a little, but boom, it's flipped to support. Then what happens? Well, we do have from this little line right here, this little pivot, that level of resistance to resistance. There we go. We get up and over that level of resistance. Boom. Every one of these is a long, and every one of these is a short. A long through resistance, boom, and a short back down to prior resistance to confirm it as support, boom. The long from resistance, you guys see this is perfect. Resistance, boom, to support, right? That flip is the long, breaking through the level of resistance again, up and over. Then what is it? It's a short, back to prior resistance, and boom, engaging the long again, up and through where? up and through resistance. Boom, the long engages. So the question now for the market, as we look at a potential recap into or recoup into the 22,474, which is on that 45-minute time frame that we looked at, and I just told the VIP this this level right here, pardon, that resistance is loaded up. Just the dynamics of the market have provided so many trades to the traders. This area is loaded up, guys. If you're not prepared to operate at this level or lower, then guys, you shouldn't be trading Bitcoin right now. I'm going to tell you, if you're not prepared to operate at least at that 22,400 or lower, then you shouldn't be trading Bitcoin. If you don't have heavy cash reserves, you shouldn't be trading Bitcoin. That's my opinion. Okay, looking at the low to high, and this is going to seal the deal here, guys. This is going to seal the deal. Okay, in terms of the stream, everything else, want to shout out to all the VIP. Congratulations on all your trades, guys. Way to go. That's not hype, guys. That's the truth. We got the #1 trade group. I was telling the VIP in the back today that we're going to go over this 23.6 as the top line, which is that final flip in terms of this reversal feature, prior resistance to hit as support. Okay, that specific 22,369. Yep, it's lit up, guys. It is lit up. This level is lit up. Understanding the 38.2, the 50, the golden pocket 76 and 86. Of course, ready to cover any upside exposure. All right, okay. In terms of this, what I'm going to say is today I told the VIP in the back, I said, YouTube must have an algorithm where they're literally cognizant somehow of the type of group that we have, the trade group that we have, because we have such a good group. And when we first started, we had over 130 the first month in terms of in the back, guys. It was much different. Just so that you know, it was much different. And I mean, towards the end of chaos, 130 traders in the back, just all questions, this and that, firing away at whatever we were firing away at back then. We really have a good group right now. We really have a good group, and you guys are part of that. You are the guys, the reason that we're here, but we're all here for each other. So I want to let you know when it seems like, because I look at my video, I'm like, oh sure, that got 150 views. Yeah. I'm sure that got 150 views. Understand, sometimes they'll push out a much highly, let's say a video, it'll get 2,000, 3,000, whatever it'll be, but then we get like an onslaught of VIP. Right now, we're at a pretty comfortable level of VIPs. I want to let you know that sweet spot, like 25, 30 VIPs, we're fine. We're fine. So you are the group. I'm going to let you guys know. And somehow I think, I really believe, guys, that somehow, at least the AI, and you guys know that, the AI has found you to be in this group. Right? The AI, the whatever system is around, has determined that you would be a good fit for this group. So you are. I know you are, guys, and it's just exciting that we have such a good, solid trade group. I'm excited about that. Just in terms of that, like max exposure versus just solid core group, it's a discussion that could continue, but we're happy with where we're at right now. We really are. We're really happy with where we're at, for the record, and we just got a dynamic group, guys. It's not. I say it all the time. It's not about the huge number of people. It's like we can do that, guys. We could push out wedge tactics. Do you think we could push out wedge tactics? I mean, we could be teaching on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with online classes and courses and all. We don't want to do that. We want to trade, guys. You know that. We want to trade. But these have been extremely, extremely profitable. We've hit literally, except for the departures, okay, except for the departure elements, like on the hourly. This was a departure element here, this specific target. We hit every single, you guys, we hit every specific target in this zone in the 30,000. We hit every target in this zone, guys, at the 20,000. Right? Go in the let's say from the 5 to the 30 minute and above. Truth. You guys measure it up. I won't go through all of them. Go back through all of them right now, but we could go through a few of them. Right? We could go through a few of them right now. Boom. Target. Bam. That was a big move up. You guys remember this? You guys remember? Bam. Boom. That was a big wham. That was a nice hit to the upside. Right? Now, we had another fan procedure going on there. We had a lot of patterns in play. But, yeah, the descending wedge, we target that. Boom. We're like fine wine. What's up, Steve O? Steve been a VIP for a year now. What's up, Steve? Nice to have you. And glad to hear about those home plans. A lot of VIP remodeling. Shout out to Pathfinder. I think he's I don't know what Pathfinder's doing. I have no clue, but it sounds like fun. He's rebuilding his house, doing some really cool stuff, and he wants it done the right way. That's VIP. Can't wait to see a finished product. Pathfinder in the house. So as we look at the procedure here, as we look at another target that's hit, it's just anywhere you want to look at this, right? We had a failed rising wedge here, failed rising wedge because it broke to the upside. They're supposed to break to the downside, so we had a failure. The expectation was to break to the downside. Well, what happened? Well, after the exposure to the upside, it came on down and bam, it hit it. It hit our target. So we hit our target. We hit our target. Guys, I can go through all of this. I could go through all of this. We hit every target. Okay? So it's not easy. It's not immediate. I'll say it could be viewed as easy, but it's just not immediate. You want the thing to go there right now. You don't want to wait the 4 or 5 hours. I'm telling you guys you don't. I understand that. You want to make the money now. You want to book that trade now. You don't want to sit there and just wait, right? I know the way that you guys are, right? So we just had a big day to the upside. It's like whatever it is, guys. But you got to have that patience, along with discipline and consistency. Make sure you have some patience. So we've been through and up into. I'm glad that we streamed this, guys, because indeed, what did we hit up on the daily? And this is how we started the stream. So it's nice to have a little bit of interaction in terms of pricing. She has had interaction. Oh my gosh, she's had interaction every day. She wants to pull you down into the dump, right? She just does, and then boom, she keeps on going. Very, very nicely done. As we look at the target framework again to the upside, please pay attention to this, guys, like you mean it. Okay, as we look at the target framework to the upside, yes. Okay, now this is the inverse head and shoulders triple bottom. Boom. As we would look at this right here, the triple bottom feature, the amplitude move of the centralized portion, it's going to be the same, guys. It's going to be this amplitude move to the upside. We got within 90% of our upside target. So it's a 90% threshold. I mean, I would say it is 90. You can decide if 90% is within threshold, right? It's everybody wanted Doge to go to $1. Well, shoot, it only went to 90 cents. I think the planet is selling at 90, right? So this is a little different. We do have a solid, and it didn't go to 90, guys. We were streaming. Of course, we're streaming Doge. If Elon's involved in it, we're going to probably pay attention to it. Bottom line, it was a lot of fun. Good patterning. In terms of this, a lot of people made a lot of money on Doge, just for the record, guys. So looking at this amplitude move to the upside, you do understand that yes, that 100%. Look at where we got. Now I have the extensions deployed so that we can really look at this closely, but we got past that 86. Guys, past that 86% on the extensions, more than, I'm just going to say ballpark 90% of the way to our target. So this is the question right now. Pay attention, please, like you mean it, pay attention. This is it, guys. This is it. This is the question. Now, if you're in a long, right, let's say you have a nice long entry from here. The best example that we have thus far, is going to be New York Institute of Finance triple bottom. Okay? Buy the book. All the VIP have the book. I'm not worried about it. The triple bottom here, boom, amplitude move to the upside, then boom. Okay? This is the question. It's the question that will plague everyone. It will not plague you as such because you've seen this specific master chart. Now, will it be an exact replication? I'll tell you, it's called a triple bottom. It is called a triple bottom, right? Is it supposed to just collapse on itself? No, it's a bottom, right? It's a triple bottom, guys, right? So it's not supposed to just collapse on itself, but it is not shown even in the top literature there. It's not shown being without a bit of what would you say? Without a bit of difficulty, right? As she's heading back into this zone, it's like this could get a little bit Bitcoin's never going to be nice, okay? She's just not going to be nice to you. If you don't spend enough time with her on her charts, if you don't know all of the details in terms of how she likes to operate, if you don't know what a fan is, you should not be trading Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you guys, you can with some of the other patterns, but just generally speaking, know how she likes to build into fans. These reversal processes, they're consistently strong trades, right? On the micro here, boom. This is all a fan, right? When I say the fan, it's all this reversal process in play. It's the one consistency that she continues to deliver to the market. Look at this, guys. Look at this $35,000 to $45,000 range. You guys remember this? Look at this. And this is when we looked at it like, you got to be kidding me. She's going to do this? Now, all I'm doing is drawing from lines of resistance, flip to support. Resistance, flip to support. Look at this, guys. Each and every one of these is a long and a short. Boom. Resistance, flip to support. We had another micro here. But as you would look at the details here, it just continued resistance, flip to support. Then we got into the candle wicks, guys. We got into pushing on the candle wicks into resistance to support, etc., all the way up through this zone. Yes, the dynamics in terms of the fan features is like once she starts crawling the wall, she's just going to do it. And if you don't know what's going on, it's going to be one of these choppy moves where you're just sitting there with the market. It's like, yes, it's going up. I'm making money. Well, you're making money, but you could be trading, right? You could be trading each and every one of these levels, right? You could be trading, and you have an expectation in terms of, what's the threshold in terms of another pickup, the line of this next line of resistance, right? You have some solid foundation, I say foundational technicals with you. So that's always what we're trying to provide the VIP. Very important. I want you guys to be able to trade as well as you want to trade. That's the bottom line in 2022. So this is London with Bitcoin Spike. Want to shout out to Steve. Want to shout out to Anthony, Freddie, and Mordecai in the house. Rowdy, thanks for being here. David, thanks for being here. And Leo, what's up, Leo? Feeling better, my man. What's up? I want to make sure that you guys are all taken care of in the market in terms of your TA will be in the back, as you guys know it. Huge trades ongoing. The expectation would be a retest of this top line resistance in line with, now this is where orders are waiting. You want to know the exact dollar amount? I'll tell you the exact dollar amount. Okay, the exact dollar amount is with the guys with Fibonacci, the exact calculated by TradingView is 22,356. Now she's pushed. She has decided to push on these levels. You guys know that, but you know the procedure. You know this fan procedure, the reversal. You know that, right? So you're keenly aware of the pattern behavior here, right? As we would draw into that top line 23.6, you're also aware of the fact that she may require you to operate in the 38.2. She just may. She's already gotten the 100s right here. She has literally gotten within 90%. Now, that's the target on the daily. If you want to be more aggressive, we can be more aggressive. Let's get more aggressive on this. In terms of the most aggressive that I can get on a target, let's dig into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into this one. In terms of the most aggressive that we could get on a target, what's the most bullish that we could presume the market to reasonably concede, right? Okay, the bulls need the bears to reasonably concede to something. All right, let's go to the specifics here, and shout out to everybody. Hope you're having a great week and an awesome weekend. Amos, it was good talking to you recently, my man. Good chatting back and forth with you. We're so excited you're VIP. Can't wait to see what you're going to do in 2022. My man, what's up? In terms of this, VIP all the way. And now in terms of this, we have a more aggressive stance here. Oh, yeah, this would be a more aggressive stance. Now, in terms of the triangulation on the 1 hourly, 4 hourly, etc., it's a nice pattern. Okay, it's not a bad pattern. We have a hit at resistance support. I'm not crazy about lead-in pivots like this. Lead-in pivot. I'm not crazy about that. I would prefer a real strong move in a bit deeper than a rebound into resistance if we're going to rebound. A solid hit, boom, to support, to resistance, to support, resistance with at least 2 on support, at least 2 on resistance. I need to get a sip of water here. But as we would look at this in terms of being more aggressive, let's cover this real quickly and make sure that you understand the max potential would be the amplitude. Here we go. And I'll tell you why I like this. Let's go through why I like this for a moment here. Because we had a nice dig in confirmation on resistance to support. Boom. That feature's intact. Yeah, that feature is very intact here. Let me go ahead and lighten this up. So if we're going to, again, what's the most aggressive we could be? Well, it would be the following, with a complication. It would be the following with a complication. And we're going to have to look at this, guys. Okay. Now, amplitude move from the low to the high. Some of you guys probably already see the complication. The amplitude move low to the high brought to the breakout. Now, this would be the King Kong, Big Daddy, 27,646. 27,000, guys, 646. That's a nice move. Okay, that would be sweet. That's going to be an additional 20%, $4,587 thrown on top if we got the full amplitude here. However, understand, and with that being the most aggressive that we could achieve, and yes, that would take us back to our upside target. That would be us hitting. That would be us hitting our upside target. Boom. We're very happy with that. Extremely happy with that. Understand the caveat. And guys, look at that. Literally, that's something else. Pay attention, VIP. The way we've just drawn this out here, and it may be we may have a bit of differentiation on different time frames, lines, etc. But look at the proximity between the 100% completion of the amplitude here with the preceding target from that descending wedge that failed. Right, the wedge failed because it's supposed to be bullish, so it failed to operate as normal. So we're going to note that specific apex and target it. What do we need to get to our target? We always need a pattern to get to our target. This would be a pattern to get us to our target. Boom. Now, what are the complications with symmetrical triangles? What is the complication? Well, you have two ways of generating your target. One is the amplitude. One's the amplitude carry up from the point of breakout, easy stuff. The other is going to be the specific, here we go. The other would be a parallel carry up from the line of support to resistance. Okay? So we're always concerned, and this is interesting because we have an internal bear flag. You guys know we have the internal channel to the upside. We've had that. We've dealt with it, right? We've overcome that with the daily line. The daily line. And guys, it's not, does it have to be confusing? No. If you're fine with the answer that we've already come into contact with, or we've already achieved over 86%, about 90% of our upside target on the daily, then the discussion is very easy. I mean, that's it. You've already achieved your target. If you want to push to a higher target, and we're going to look at what could achieve a higher target and the highest target we could have, the discussion continues. You want to make more money, oh, well, then the discussion continues. Okay, the discussion continues into a bit more complication, right? Okay, so looking at the framework here, looking at this parallel channel carry up on every symmetrical triangulation you look at, you get that support on the breakout side, you carry that up to the first pivot in. So be aware of that componentry. The market participants have either option on a symmetrical triangulation, either the specific amplitude carry up, boom, to the upside, or that specific channel line feature, okay? The parallel channel line feature. So that is the strongest aspect, honestly, to push us to the upside. If you want to know, well, what's the strongest we got? Okay, in line with this, guys, in line with the fan. You're not going to, I mean, once you start trading Bitcoin fans, guys, your whole trade game is going to change. I'm telling you guys, your whole trade game is going to change. If you don't know what they are, get the New York Institute of Finance book. Begin to understand what this reversal pattern is. If you're just looking at it and you don't quite understand, guys, make sure you spend the time to understand the resistance to support flip, resistance to support flip, resistance to support flip, resistance, support flip, resistance, support. We're going to get the flip through the next level and have another resistance to support. We are flat lined here. Okay, so we do have an interesting dynamic of the fan. This here pushed up and above the flat line, the horizontal. So we're not giving up on this pattern just yet, but 90% within threshold. Congratulations to any VIP who are trading. And I will finish it off with this, guys. As we look for additional positive price action, let's remind of one thing. First of all, I want to get in here, and I want to add in, is this Binance. Let me go ahead and add in heat map. Heat map on the 200 weekly moving. Just the crucial line. It is the line, and this is going to be a short chart. Let's see if we can do it on this daily. Let me put heat map in. For some reason, Binance doesn't always want to. Imagine Binance doesn't want to cooperate on all of its charts. Where is the heat map chart? We've got like 4 charts. Heat map. Is it going to show up? Just bear with me 2 seconds. I want to make sure that I cover this with you guys. Heat map. And where's the heat map on this chart? Where's the best? Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Well, you got to give it to me somewhere. I just want to make sure I appreciate your patience, but I'm going to cover this. We're definitely going to cover this indicator, heat map, unless TradingView just won't give it to me right now. We have it in the back. Let's see if TradingView will give this to me right now on the heat map. Wanted to make a It's not going to give it to me. For some reason right now, the way TradingView is, it's not going to give it to me back in the past here with the levels of support. This line, very interesting. You guys just see this. Zero reason why. It just decides to. No problem, TradingView. We appreciate it. we have a group that everyone is premium and pro, and it's like, whatever. It's fine. That's fine. So level of support, okay, to the resistance, right? So we're back up and over. This is the point I want to conclude with, okay? In terms of this flip on the 200, I want to conclude with this. We said that this was the final threshold for a long entry. It was a triple confirmation, right, between the, I'd say the MACD. Well, let's say the MACD is given, okay, between the 9 over the 18 that we were looking for, that 9 over the 18, the moving average, 9 flipping over the 18. Very important for futures traders. Pay attention to that, guys. So the 9 over the 18 is 1. The RSI, as we would look at the RSI, being over 50 on the daily. So the 9 over the 15, the RSI being over the 50 on the daily, and then we had, and this is this is accurate with that heat map, but I'll just say it's I wanted the heat map to go all the way back into the other time in the preceding time frame. So that trifecta has been achieved. I got a lot of questions today about individuals who wanted to go potentially long on Bitcoin, heavy and long on Bitcoin. I just want to reinforce one thing. While this is an indication for a long to engage, nothing ever changes about the following. Nothing ever changes about the fact that on Bitcoin, you always want to get in as low as you possibly can. Period. If you're dealing with a dollar figure like $250,000 or $500,000 or $1 million or $2 or $5 or $10 million or even $5,000 or $500, whatever is a lot of money to you, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to tell you as a matter of fact that the people who play too heavy with Bitcoin, because they'll see the returns. Guys, they'll see, hundreds of thousands of dollars made in the last week or last day on Bitcoin. So they'll start to hemorrhage cash into it. I will say, guys, when we're hammering into a market like this, boom, and we have a bull flag, boom, guys. These are big moves. These are 100% measured moves, okay, in the market. Right now, we're establishing a bottom formation, and we're within that 200 moving average. I just don't want anyone to get hurt, bottom line. And I'll just say this in the context, anyone who's asked me about getting involved on a heavy position right now on Bitcoin, and I'm saying some people want to get in a heavy position right now on Bitcoin, like heavy. I'm going to say this. You didn't like it when I brought you the triple bottom beforehand. That wasn't enough. Now you're playing with the market. And this is not for VIP. I had some other people question me in terms of my TA, literally questioning my TA earlier. Nothing but love to you guys in VIP. But when people question my TA and I'm bringing them a triple bottom in this zone, and they're like, no. And then they want to put in $500,000. I'm like, don't be Johnny come lately here. Not with VIP, right? Understand we hit our targets. We've traded 10, 20 trades already. Just I don't want anyone to get hurt is the bottom line. As yes, it's a triple indication, and the good thing is people are generally trading other things. You guys know that they're trading other things. They're not always fully focused on BTC, but it's generally not the type of asset that shows up and allows anybody who just wants to make an extra $1 million or $2 million just kind of flagrantly. It's really not the type of asset to allow that. You guys know that? It's going to push you around. She's very pushy. Bitcoin's very pushy. VIP know this extremely well, right? And that's very fair. Maybe more pushy than equities, without a doubt, which I think why a lot of people will trade equities over Bitcoin. And in terms of this 200 moving average, if you're prepared to operate, to pick up at that 200 and be part of, I'll say this, and I have to say this, if you're going to be a part of the effort to reinforce the 200 as support, I can't discourage you. I mean, if you want to throw 250 or 500 grand at it, whatever you want to do, if you want to reinforce this level of the 200 moving average with a full understanding that we've already operated to the downside of that, listen, guys, please listen to this. You've already operated to the downside 21% underneath that level, okay? But if you want to reinforce that level, I'll tell you, I'd be more than happy for you to do that. I'm probably talking to a few guys right now. That's the best way I can say that, though. As a Bitcoin bull, the opportunity to reinforce that 200 moving average, weekly moving average, that's pretty tough. Okay, so irrespective of who didn't like my TA when I brought them the, because some people they just didn't, guys. I brought it to some big traders, some big people I know, and you guys know I know some people, right? Just in and around. And I'm like, we got a triple bottom. Like, nope. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? You know, like we got a triple bottom. Nope. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, whatever. So now that it works out, people want to hemorrhage cash in now. I'm like, well, that's fine. But if you want to, I'll extend this invitation to anybody who didn't want to listen to anything because we called it like down in this level, guys. It was pretty low. You have to admit, if you even like the idea of a bottom, it's relatively low within here. We actually caught this bottom in the back. The good thing is this. If you want to now jump on and reinforce this 200 weekly, we do need some heavyweight players. I'll tell you, we do need some heavyweight players. Just understand we've already been 20% below this. So, yes, that 200 weekly, we would love to have anyone's participation at that. No hard feelings at all about anybody who decided not to not to agree with me on the triple bottom in private or public. However they chose to do that, that's fine. Nothing but good times. And hey, I don't. Maybe when I bring someone a pattern, they don't think. I don't think they know who we are, right? They may not know. Like anyway, it's like, yeah. Did you remember this pattern? I would probably show that to somebody else. You guys remember this pattern up top? I mean that pattern was like a Freddy Krueger. Do you guys remember that Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you remember that awful just really scary movie, right? Seriously, I brought this video, and this is why I say I don't think people really know who we are. Just I gotta say this, and VIP know this, right? But in this zone, like the bottom. Not maybe the bottom, the bottom. We catch in the back, boom, during the summer retrace. This one here, this 20+% move, whatever, boom, ouch, like a Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street movie. This one was, boom, the next 2 days after I brought that to people. So within our small circle and the levels of competence that we have, while we're fending off the residual nightmares in the market, we're typically very accurate in terms of at least bringing the right structural framework to bear. If you miss this specific move, I'll tell you, it'd be a great thing to see you guys load up on the 200 exponential moving average, or actually the 200 simple weekly moving average, that blue line. It's going to be the simple standard moving average. And that's just the way I'm going to leave this. I think it's the right way to leave it. In line with the fan formation, there's not any deviation. And I'm not just saying a blanket buy either. It is in line with that 200 right now is in line with the 23.6, so it's a good target for an initiation of a position with the 38.2, 21,851 below, with the 50 being the 21,289 under that, and the golden pocket. Each of these levels are opportunities to stack orders. You know this, right? You may have 250K up here. You may have 2.5 mil here. You may have 5 mil here. You may do that. You may do that as you see fit. So in terms of that, just the alignment right now with the top level of the fan is a natural pickup zone. So you wouldn't be doing anything out of the ordinary, and technically it is it's a nice technical feature there, guys. So we'll hopefully see some rebound potential. I hope that we hit our target to the downside. I always do. I love it when we hit our targets, but I do say that we're happy to leave behind any target to the downside. We're targeting this 22,474. If you have decided to come over to the Bitcoin game, I just normally say, what do I say, guys? If you have the worst thing about a trade is this, and pay attention. The worst thing about a trade is this: as you trade, if you're late to the game, late to the party, the worst thing is to show up at the party and realize it's like the music stops, everything screeches, and you understand it's like, hold on, man, this is not your party. And you know that happens a lot with Bitcoin. It happens a lot with your trading. If you're not focused on Bitcoin, right, she behaves differently. She will, like, as Torque says, she will drop kick you sideways. She will take 200 grand from you like that. She will dismiss you and not say, I'm sorry, ever. That's what Bitcoin's good at doing, right? So as you would look at that, just keep that into, I like that example a lot, as we would understand, like if you've ever walked into a party, it's like, oh, this is a good time, it's a good thing. It's like, no, all the music in the party may stop, and they look at you like, this is not your party, dude. Right? You're like, whoa, I'm going to get out of here. That's how she can treat people who haven't really been laser focused on trading with getting into big trades. And I'm saying it, guys, you know this too. Like I've had conversations with, $500 million mogul gurus in this zone here, in this zone. Gosh, huh? Guys, in this zone here. And I'm telling you guys, in this zone here, discussions, mogul gurus, all this different stuff. Me telling them that by the way, marching up to 69,000, telling them in this zone here that you need, and it was actually probably right in this zone, you need to prepare for 30,000 and potentially down to 15,000 in this zone. Speaking to a $500 million cat, right? Wouldn't hear any of it. No, 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 no. Only up, only up. And guys, the amount of loss on that situation from that cat I told that to, it just wasn't his party, right? He showed up at the party, and what happened? Well, they just stopped the music, and everybody looked at him. This is not your party, right? Big player, big West Coast cat, guys, just completely annihilated in the market, right? And so, to the extent that you're getting involved in Bitcoin, I'll say it's a great asset all the way. If you're into accumulation schedule, understand we've been saying since the top, heavy cash reserves, boom. And everyone's like, well, okay, but the VIP were like, absolutely, you guys know that, absolutely, heavy cash reserves, and it makes sense on the accumulation schedule. So, not to dismiss or discourage anyone, but technically indicated that 200 weekly moving average as a pickup is indicated. I'd be happy to know that anybody slammed into that level, always with a stop loss, always with reserve capital. And let's go get them, guys. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. In terms of that 200, man, what are we looking at here? Well, you've got 90% of the way. 24,079 is the target. 24,079 is that, one more time, target. Just to look at this, guys. Just to look at this target from the triple bottom feature. Yeah, triple bottom. Boom. I haven't found, guys, I have someone that does scouting for me. They look at all the stuff everywhere, and they haven't found anyone else who even mentioned really the triple bottom. I'm like, what? Dude, what? How did you not, no one mention a triple bottom? We're looking for a bottom. I mean, some people started throwing some crazy indicators at me or something. I'm like, excuse me? A what indicator? You guys have to understand this. I have a scout that looks out in different TA channels and stuff like this. Comes back to me like, nobody mentioned the triple bottom. I'm like, dude, what? Excuse me? Nobody mentioned a triple bottom? All we're doing is looking for a bottom? Like, no, they have a different indicator that is surfaced. I'm like, oh my gosh. You're looking for a bottom with just an indicator. Like, why don't you look for a bottom? This is a triple bottom. So to each his own, I suppose. And in terms of everything, it could be fashionable, I suppose, just to dismiss with TA. But I mean, we rely on these things. So in terms of this amplitude move to the upside, right? You don't ever blindly trade on an indicator, guys. Don't ever do it. Just don't ever blindly trade on an indicator. Promise me that. Period. It's like it's not a hopium factory. Yeah, it's like, oh, now, guys. So in terms of this amplitude move to the upside, bam, we got within 90% of that move. Reconfirmation on the 200 would be nice. This fan procedure just hasn't quit. And what I'll say is, if you've locked in profits already, congratulations. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. And I don't know, guys. Any questions? If you haven't, put them in the chats. Otherwise, let's just get in the back and trade. Let's see if we can hit our target. Looks like we've got some micro fibs in play here. And I just know when I say that a level is packed with orders, I just promise you that this level here is stacked with orders. It just is. It's stacked with orders. Boom. Boom. Right here. Resistance, potential to support. Okay, so it just is the case. As this was stacked with orders, resistance to support. Okay, so those who are operating on Fibonacci's with heavy cash reserves, who already have a position from below, etc., if you didn't like the 90%, well, let's see if we can pull this off. Let's see if we can do exactly as is indicated by the New York Institute of Finance and prove this to be, and this is going to be the question, and if you're in a comfortable position, it's fine, but can we prove this to be the true triple bottom with a feature that wants to go like this? Okay, it's technically indicated. It literally is, guys. That is the framework that they're typically put into, as it is a triple bottom. So we're looking for higher prices, always with the opportunity to buy in lower. And we'll shout out to you guys soon. I appreciate you guys letting me stream with you. Thanks for shouting out the chats. And let's go. Let's see who loads up on this. Let's see who the big guys are in the room. Let's see who loads up on the 200 now. Okay, because the big guys did want to load up. It's interesting. Some of the big guys I know didn't want to load up below, but we'll take it now. Go ahead and load up now on the 200. We were interested in loading up below, but that is the final confirmation. We are up and above it, so I would say this would just be a King Kong hit potential. Boom! As she gets back up and over, this would be a great trade. I will be